If he has lost this fight, he can't go back to his dressing room and say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. He gave it everything he had, and he really pushed Usyk in a way we've never seen Usyk push before.
Yeah, let's talk for a little minute. I'm wondering if Alexander Povetkin could probably sleep Usyk. My personal opinion. Now, this is his first big test at his full official debut at heavyweight. He was in that World Boxing, not the World Boxing Super Series. What was that tournament he was in? By the way, I've seen every Usyk fight. They're all available on YouTube and Daily Motion. I binged them all when he fought his first fight on HBO, was it? I think, when did he fight Marco Huck? So it's like this. I wouldn't be surprised if some people gave this fight to Derek Chisora. There was a lot of rounds where Usyk would wait for Chisora to tire and then start letting off. Now, but there was also a lot of pot shots, a lot of shots where Usyk just, in my opinion, doesn't have the power at heavyweight. You know, it's going to be difficult for him because he started loading up after a while on Derek Chisora, and he couldn't do nothing to him. The only time I seen Derek Chisora hurt was because basically fatigue, pretty much. However, some questions did get answered in regards to, I wanted to see how Usyk would react to punches. And let me tell you, he got his body beat like a drum. He was red all over. He got his body beat like a drum. By the way, there's Dylan White watching the fight. But let's just say this. He's a cruiserweight. Here, let's turn it up. Let's see what he said.
Well, that'll be a shock of shocks, wouldn't it, if Chisora wins this on points? I don't think anybody saw that coming.
It's funny enough that
it's going to be interesting to see these cards, and we still have more to talk about.
All the way through, weren't they?
Uh-oh. Oh, Joshua was there. Let's listen in.
Comes down to the judges.
Let's listen in. Let's listen in. By the way, I'm getting an email ready to send to Sky so we can get a certain amount of content we can use, so I don't have to use this FBI disclaimer all the time.
Bob Williams, 117 to 112. Yuri Koptsev and Jan Christensen both scored this bout 115 to 113, all for your winner by unanimous
Usyk looked
decision. And the new WBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Alexander.
Yeah, Usyk's got it. Oh, he trudges away. Derek Chisora put everything into that. For whatever it's worth, 116, 112 on this card, but everybody saw it in favor of Usyk. You couldn't really see it any other way. He got those early rounds.
I agree with that 115, 113.
Going to be enough. He had to get him out of there. And Usyk was given a real test.
He was concerned.
And he's come through it.
Yeah. Come through it well, actually.
So the question is, you know, like, will his power grow into, you know, my pay-per-view? It says my pay-per-view is about to begin. It just automatically turned to the Santa Cruz pay-per-view. The countdown show is on. How does he fare against? I'm looking and I'm thinking like, okay, well, you know, he has a high IQ. This was a good test for him. Just like I think that the fight with Jaime Munguia versus Toriano Johnson last night was a good test for him to be like, okay, all right, I know how to handle when motherfuckers come after me. I'm wondering, man, you know, put it this way, all of his fights at heavyweight are going to be interesting. This is an Olympic gold medalist. So whenever he loses, and it seems as though it's going to happen one day, in my opinion, and boxers, they know what's going to happen. They don't expect to be undefeated. But when it does, it might be ugly because he might get knocked the fuck out. You know? His style is elusive, but what happens with that one fight when his legs just aren't there? Like, he was like, listen, he can move. That dude can dance the night away, Alexander Usyk. And he said he was going to do that, you know. And he didn't want to be. And the referee was allowing Derek Chisora to work. By the way, take your time. Please stop. Like the video. We're here every week. As I said, I'm sorry about the disclaimer. Sky Sports has been on my ass for quite some time. And frankly, we're drafting an email, to them and all the digital teams of the boxing. I did it before, but not to everybody. Of, the networks to be like, hey, listen, fair use is a law. So y'all got to give me, like, post-fight interviews coming up.
This one, just because of the age and...
like, tell me how much content I can use, because I can legally use it. But I just don't want y'all sending y'all bots after me to keep blocking my videos and shit. That shit is whack, So as we're waiting for the post-fight interview, as I said, I got, some concerns. Like, for example, he like for the taller fighters. Now, he's listed at about 6'2", and he is about 6'2". I met him in person. He was in Philly at Bertabia versus Volsdik. They're getting ready for their interviews. So, I guess what I'm saying is, like, fighting taller guys, he's going to have to get in on the inside to get his, and then punching up, too. A guy like a Joshua or Fury. And I'm wondering, okay, well, a more cleaner, effective puncher, like this is Derek Chisora. No knock to Derek Chisora, but this is Derek Chisora. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what happens if a more effective fighter, like maybe Andy Ruiz, or, a fighter who places their punches better? Not maybe Andy Ruiz, because styles make fights. We're going to listen into the post. I guess they're going to do both of them. By the way, why was this fucking card so late? What? Like, what is 8 o'clock? What the fuck?
Ань, поздравления. Как ты оцениваешь свое выступление?
Yeah, I think good. My boxing, it's real testing heavyweight, Yeah,
English.
It's testing. Chisora, big guy, hard guy. It's beautiful boxing. I love boxing. Yeah.
Was it a tougher fight than you thought?
Это был жестче бой, чем ты предполагал.
It was a good fight, though.
Как будто предполагал?
I thought.
I'm thought his fight. Yeah.
You were expecting the fight like that. Ты ожидал такой поединок, как...
Да, я ожидал такой поединок. Я думал, мы настраивались еще на более...
I was expecting the fight like that. I was expecting even a tougher fight.
Do you think that answered some of the questions as to whether you can be effective as a heavyweight, or did it pose more questions?
Как ты думаешь, этот бой ответил на вопросы, сможешь ли ты хорошо выступать в супертяжах, сможешь ли ты быть эффективным в супертяжах, или наоборот, больше вопросов оставил?
I don't know.
That's the Showtime stuff.
Fans,
как говорят, условные
He did the talking.
эксперты.
Experts, brackets, what I mean.
What mark would you give yourself out of 10 tonight?
Какую оценку из 10 сегодня можешь поставить?
Себе? 3.
3 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay, so room for improvement. Just moving forward for the future, Anthony Joshua was here tonight. We don't know what's going to happen in the heavyweight division, with both Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury having fights scheduled. You're obviously mandatory for AJ's WBO belt. What do you want to do next?
Сегодня AJ был в студии, смотрел твой поединок. Ты все-таки в позиции mandatory. Назначены поединки Энтони и у Тайсона Фьюри. Непонятно, что будет с их следующим поединком совместным. Какие твои планы? Какое твое видение?
Мои планы поехать домой. My plan go my home. Maximum time it's my family, my gym, training. Дальше.
Training forward. Improving myself.
1 year. I'm not boxing 1 year. No practice boxing competition.
Just finally, your English is great, by the way. Does the goal remain the same, to become heavyweight champion, and do you still believe you can achieve that?
Of course.
Последний вопрос. Остается цель та самая, стать чемпионом мира в супертяжах. Ты ощущаешь, что ты сможешь ее достичь?
Абсолютным чемпионом мира.
The undisputed heavyweight champion.
Brilliant. Thank you very
No
much.
just world champion.
Not just world champion.
No just world champion. Undisputed world champion.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you very much for trying that
Thank
English as
you
well.
for very much. Спасибо большое. Дякую.
It was Ukrainian and Russian, thank you.
You know,
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to ask you just to step out and bring Derek Chisora in.
oh, before they bring in Chisora, you know, he's a likable guy, man. But, you know, we saw he could take a punch from Chisora, but once again, no disrespect, it's Chisora. I've been covering the man since, what, 2012?
Off. Derek, how do you feel? Do you feel okay?
I feel great, man. I'm just disappointed.
Look, his face not even busted up.
Do you think
There's
he
no
won that
power in Usyk.
Yeah, 100%. I was pushing the pace. Yeah, I gave a couple rounds away, but I was pushing the pace. But the judges saw it different ways.
What do you think was working for you in there? It seemed to be the pressure that you promised was working at times.
Pressure sometimes, my southpaw, and then my body shots. He was complaining to the ref, but the ref didn't do anything. Thank God for that. But I'm just disappointed.
2 of them, 3 times.
You did get to him at times. Did he take a better shot than you thought when you let the right hand go and it found the target? He did seem to take the shot quite well.
When you're in there, man, you take shots basically. It don't matter who's hitting you, just have to take them. It's a fight game. He did very well.
Does it show, despite all your detractors, that when you're fully motivated and you really are on it, that you can
Let me just pause right there. Look, no damage. No damage.
be a real handful still at the top level?
Yeah, but I'm just disappointed with the result, or basically. God.
What do you want to do now? I mean, do you want to lobby for any sort of rematch? Do you think that he would take any sort of rematch?
I think I make Haymaker do that. You know, we'll look at the fight again. And then,
Crazy.
surprised Eddie's not here because he knows I'm going to never go at him, but it is what it is.
For what?
Just finally, before I let you go, just if you've got sort of final thoughts. I know, like, usually you would be addressing
For
the
what?
crowd now. There isn't a crowd here. There's a lot of people that supported you online and throughout the whole build-up.
Yeah, man, you know, to everybody who can't make it, man, you know, I'm just, I'm a guide for everybody, for myself, you know, with what's happening in the world right now. With the new lockdown we're going in, just stay
I heard
safe,
about that.
you know, and don't be depressed. You know, everyone go back to normal soon, you know, just be kind to one another. This time we really need it because we're all struggling right now. The world is bad out there.
Well said. There's no doubt he's a quality operator. You've shared the ring with heavyweight world champions, genuine heavyweights. Do you think that he can go on to become a heavyweight world champion?
because you know, in the heavyweight game you have to fight, not box. You know, half of the time I'm setting the pace, he was not setting the pace. You know, I gave a couple rounds away, you know, 100%. You know, caught me some good shots, but it was not like painful shots. But you know what? It's boxing. You know, it has to be one loser, one winner, and I'm just gutted. I'm just pissed off. You don't understand. I did work hard for this fight.
It was a great effort and commiserations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, and everybody stay safe.
Yeah, nice sentiments there from Derek Chisora, who genuinely thought he'd won.
He'll always get my support. Though that last quarter of the fight, when he got his second wind, Derek Chisora did really, really well. You know, look, he's battering Usyk on the ropes. He started like, yo, Usyk may be the type of guy that, you know, but he's going to be pissing some blood. You know, he's going to be real tender. But that's the questions. Where does Usyk go now? You know, he's going to go talk to his team. They're going to figure out what they're going to do with the mandatory situation. I feel that they're going to step aside. I really think that they're going to step aside and fight the winner of Fury versus Joshua. But then don't get me started on Deontay Wilder. But since my schedule is all, you know, off right now, we're not going to talk about Deontay Wilder till tomorrow because I want to watch all the boxing YouTubers eat themselves tonight when they do all their little videos and shit. You know, I can't wait. I can't wait. So listen, let's get up out of here. I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360.